we live? Oh, I see Oh, shit. We have 3 thumbs up. We got Jason in there, too. Not So Tender Podcast, episode number 26.
Ta-da!
26.
26.
One more than 25.
That's good math.
We can't even begin to do that math, can we? No, not at all.
That's good.
Half of 52, 104 minus.
Look, in my head, I was like, no, that's 26.
It's almost Christmas.
It is. I'm having a hard time.
I heard you went and got some Christmas trees today.
I did.
I learned some things about Christmas trees. You said it's not Christmas unless you have blisters. I find that interesting.
Because we cut down our Christmas trees, and my husband made a joke similar to what Thomas said about bringing like an electric saw.
Yeah, I would have brought a reciprocating saw.
Right.
Yeah.
Out there.
100%.
I was like, absolutely not. No.
You will suffer for this tree.
Absolutely. If it's not blisters, it's not Christmas.
Oh my God.
You have to put on your boots. You have to trek through the mud. If one of my kids doesn't fall and like accidentally roll in it, no.
I told Kelly that I would have found the most exquisite hand saw from some Norwegian country.
As my partner,
yeah.
Just to have like the
Christmas
saw.
I just show up and I look like something crazy in overalls, like nice tooled leather overalls, and I just pull out this beautiful saw. It's handcrafted, and it's like ling.
One of the big ones with 2 handles on the end, and then just like.
She said, every tree would go like this and scared. She goes, all the needles would fly down. Did you find good trees? 2 trees? Like one big one small one, or 2 big ones?
Yeah. So every year we get a big one for our living room, and every year we buy it too big because it's better to cut some off like when you get home, because then I use the boughs around the house because they smell good.
Okay.
But then this year I was like, why don't we get a baby tree for like in the basement? Because that's like the kids' living room.
I gotcha.
I'll get plastic ornaments and like that'll be for them. The baby tree was 5 feet tall.
That's baby?
I didn't know. It looks small.
That's a baby. I just found out my grandson went for his 4-year checkup. And he's like 3 foot 4 inches or something. Yeah. They say he's perfect. And my daughter goes, yeah.
Obviously.
He's perfect. He's exactly where he's supposed to be. So she was real happy with that. He got a shot. He didn't even blink an eye. He was playing with the stickers. I was like, that dude is something else, man. Both of them. I love them.
It's tough.
So Christmas is coming. How was your week? You're trying so hard.
I want to say it was so good. That's what I want.
Was it?
No.
Scale of 1 to 10.
Oh,
10,
it was
10 being a shit show.
It was pretty mild this week.
Like a 5?
Yeah, I would say it was a 5.
Bad.
Yeah, no, it really wasn't that bad. I had a couple intakes this week, so that's always good.
Yeah.
I consulted with Stephanie. I think I mentioned earlier that she was on the show 2 episodes ago. Is that right?
I think so. No, a few more.
Really?
Yeah. We've been busy.
But yeah, I was consulting with her, and I was like, I swear the more we speak on porn, the more porn I get and contextually in session.
Check her out at counselorkelly.com, or you can call or text 234-200-5949 if you have some weird shit going on sexually.
Oh my gosh. And kink is the new thing. We've been talking about kink lately, piling it on.
I've had none of that at work. It's been amazing.
Gosh. Well, and I love it. Like, I love how transparent and honest and vulnerable people can be with me.
Yeah.
And they will say things like, I need someone to talk to about this, because like my
I don't
close
need that
friends
in my work.
and
No.
You don't need that?
No. I will climb the walls.
Gosh, I just have so many questions.
Yeah.
Oh, all the time. Oh my God, I Google things constantly.
See, that's the problem.
I'm for sure on some lists because I Google everything.
Your husband's like, really? Not into that, huh?
No.
You got a lot in your search engine.
I tell him, I'm like, it's for research.
Oh, that shit.
I gotta know.
For real.
I gotta know what this stuff is. I really do. I mean, I really do need to know what this stuff is.
Are you ever so put off by like what the actual fuck?
Not yet. No, not yet.
I don't know if that's good for them or bad for you.
No. Well, and so it's funny because I used to say that about like trauma because I did a lot of extensive trauma work, and I would say that compassionately, like whatever it is, sweetheart, like I've probably heard it, not to minimize what you got going on, but this is a safe place and I want you to feel comfortable. Now with kink specifically and porn, because those two very much overlap, either they're participating in it or they're viewing it.
Yeah.
I'm like, what is that? And they like explain it, and then I have to ask like, and what does that do for you? Like, what part of that are you into? Like, where do you think this like need to be dominant comes from? Or where do you think that like,
yeah.
Why do you
have
really
to understand
like,
it?
If it's distressing to them.
To themselves?
Yeah. If they're coming to me because they're like I have this thing and my partner is not into it and I don't know how to work through involving them or not involving them or how to like supplement something else for this. So yeah, like it does come up.
I guess I've just never had a craving that hard. You know what I mean? That I had to, my brain just doesn't work that way, I guess.
Well, and there's different ways to approach it because in some cases we're talking about addiction behavior. And then in other ways, we're just talking about a kink. Like,
are some of those people, well, I guess, I mean, of course, I'm going to answer my own question, but some of those people who suffer with addiction problems, do they seem to be more extreme in that? Or not really? Yeah. There's like,
I mean, some like, to speak candidly, like adrenaline junkie type of stuff. Like
the thrill.
Yeah.
Okay.
No moderation.
Yeah.
So they find themselves going down a figurative rabbit hole.
Oh my God.
Very quickly.
Takes a whole nother lucky rabbit foot.
Know.
Holy shit.
But yeah, so.
Anybody into some weird Christmas kink? They're like, dress up like Santa.
Not that they admit or to have come to me with. I think it's funny because anyway, so I was telling Stephanie, 75% of my caseload has what I would consider like non-typical things that we're like working through right now. But maybe that's not true. I've only been doing outpatient at my practice for a year. And she's like, no, that's not, my caseload's not working on that. And I was like, oh my gosh. I'm like, the last time I had somebody come to me with truly just like anxiety, depression, bipolar, like any
I like that we consider that normal.
Right. Well, in like the clinical work, like just, that's like,
baseline.
We call it like the worry well.
Okay.
Like just the people that are just having like everyday problems and they just maybe need like skill building. I said, nope, I just wait for it now. Now it's like session 3. They're like, so.
How much rubber is too much rubber?
Well, it literally was like, so I bought this new dildo and my boyfriend isn't pleased with my purchase. Like this is like third sentence into the session. Previously,
is dude sitting there?
No, this is an individual.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know.
Yeah, no. First 2 sessions, easy peasy lemon squeezy. Like, session 3.
I miss my dad.
Right.
Blah, blah, blah.
Right. I think I have some trauma that I need to work through. My work was really stressful.
Then I bought session a dildo 3, the size of my arm.
I bought a dildo and my boyfriend doesn't like it. So I asked questions. What doesn't he like about it? And she's like, well, it's an octopus tentacle. Immediately in my brain, I'm like searching for like what that would look like, constructing it in my head. So what did I do?
Got an octopus tattoo.
No, I Googled it. I sure did. I Googled it. Octopus tentacle dildo. It's impressive.
If you buy it from our Amazon store, we get a kickback.
We should put a link.
Oh my God.
On Temu, I'm sure.
Sweet. You don't
TikTok
use Temu
shop.
dildos. Ladies, we got enough cancer. Don't do it.
To put it on the TikTok shop link at the bottom of our video.
He wasn't pleased. Why? Like, curious. Why wasn't he pleased? I'm more curious with that.
Because it's not human.
Yeah, I doubt she's going to be hunting down fucking octopus
Well, but she
of
also,
that size. Holy shit. Release the Kraken. Fuck.
I think there's ones called that.
Oh my God.
There's a whole world out there. But that's the thing. Like, I'm so fascinated with what people are engaging in. Like, these are human beings that have all
Are
of these.
they?
Yes. Well, not the dildo, but she also watches like werewolf or reads like werewolf smut.
So she's got some bestiality thing going on a little bit. She's dipping her toes in it.
That's a strong word, but
Really?
it's not wrong.
Werewolves? That's an animal, bro.
It's more
An octopus?
It's more fantasy. It takes clinically, I feel like she definitely
takes the
has
human out of it.
Yes, she has
So
trauma.
it's not cheating.
It takes the human out of it because she's been assaulted.
Oh, fuck. That's next level.
So, yeah. So, like, that's the connection
Now
that we
she's
made.
just assaulting her lady bits with a large fucking,
Octopus.
tentacle.
Up and curved with, like, tentacles.
Sweet Lord. Like, how does that guy even breach that?
Right. He's like, I mean, I don't. I was like, is this the only dildo that you own? And she was like, no.
Of course not.
Right.
You think that's her first purchase?
No. But
Like, come on.
Do you want to know what her next response was?
Yes.
She goes, well, I think it was because the other ones he uses too, and he does not want to use this one.
Oh, see, the plot thickens.
This is my
Fair enough. I'm out.
day in
I'm
the
out
life
on
of
this.
Counselor Kelly.
So anyways, how else is your week, Kelly?
Good. So, links into our topic, but one of
I don't think this links into our
the
topic.
the next one links into our topic. I have another couple that started this week with significant in-law problems. Another one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's holiday. It's coming.
It's all every single couple on my caseload right now, that is a factor in some way.
They're struggling with each other's in-laws really bad.
9 times out of 10, woman with mother-in-law.
I could say that I've heard that story a lot. I will also say that after a woman has a child, they could love their mother-in-law until that child is born, and as soon as that child is born, it's like the baby goes through and just turns valves and hits switches and comes out, and she's like, I fucking hate that woman.
That's fair.
I had two women today. One daughter is 29 weeks pregnant, so like 3/4 away, right? Has a baby due in February. And the other client I had today, her daughter just had a baby boy. So very similar. And they both have had children with boys who come from their families a little shaky. And both their families are actually pretty like legit. Like, you know what I mean?
The girl's
like healthy.
family is like
Healthy. I'll say healthy,
Yeah.
not legit.
Right.
All of them are legit.
Yeah.
So a little more healthy. And I was like, man, do you think the universe is just trying to clean up their family a little bit? You know what I mean? Or just dirty yours up a little bit? One of the two.
wash it out.
Pick one. You
Right.
know what I mean? But both of those moms, we talked in great deal because I've tattooed them before while they're while they're very early pregnant and stuff. And I said, be careful about overstepping boundaries and really make them understand, you know what I mean? It's their kid. And if they allow you access, then that's amazing. They don't have to allow you access. I think a lot of parents don't understand that. Grandparents. What's my grandkid? I'm like, yeah, but it's not your kid. And can you it can't be that hard for you to remember back when you had your little kid, how irritated you were by any human that questioned your parenting. You know?
Yeah. Well, I think it's the often the entitlement
Yeah.
that grandparents feel, like you said, well, like, of course I'm coming to the hospital. Of course I'm going to babysit. Of course they're going to come to my house and stay the night. I have a whole extra bedroom. Like, it just...
Yeah. My daughter didn't let anybody watch the oldest boy, her first, for 2 years longer than 15 minutes. Like to run to the store.
Yeah.
Period. Not because, she's like, no, he's my kid.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The second one, she's like, take him.
I was going to say.
Take his ass.
It's usually the first one that causes the issues. By the second one, they're like, well, you can't have this one, but if you could take that older one, the one that you wanted for the last couple years.
She got better with it. I remember the first time she let me watch him when she came up to visit. And she's like, hey, can you mind watching him? I'm going to go with, my other daughter to a concert. And I was super, honored.
Pumped.
Yeah, because I was like,
right?
Of course.
Yes.
Of course. And he was great. You know what I mean? Now they just want to come up and stay.
Yeah.
I can't wait till they're a little bit older and they can come stay for a week or whatever.
Yeah.
Can't wait. So in-laws.
In-laws. So we have two different resources pulled up today.
Yeah.
Because I see the need for both of these topics, and I think that they'll blend nicely. So the one website is just preventative tips and tricks for dealing with in-laws. Like, hey, before you fuck this up,
you got to set a plan with your mate.
Most people do not.
Is that fair?
Yeah.
Because that's you both have to
yes,
come at this together.
So what I think is funny is, so I have a few couples. I hate that I say couples.
That's okay.
I have a few couples that come or came to session right before they got married because of their in-laws. We're getting married in a couple weeks, couple months, I think, were for both of them. And I want to address this in-law issue because both of them were the mother-in-law. My mother-in-law is being pushy. She's being bitchy. She has no boundaries, whatever, specifically in relation to their wedding for both.
Yeah.
But by then, damage is done.
Lines have been drawn.
Yeah. As soon as if you get to a place, and I guess not everybody views your partner meeting your family as a big deal. Not everybody does.
Yeah, that's right.
And especially given the circumstance. If you're having a 4th of July barbecue and you swing by whatever versus Thanksgiving dinner might be a bigger deal.
Or for the weekend.
Right. Easter supper or Easter lunch or something where there's only 7 of you. Bigger deal.
I like that. Just throw that tentacle dildo down on the table. That'll shut them the fuck up. Be like, what? Look what I found in your son's butt. This is what you did to him because you're such a bitch. Could you imagine?
This is your fault.
It's your fault.
This is where we're at.
And don't even get me started with you, Phil.
He doesn't know how to plunge a toilet.
Uncle Bob, checking the oil a little too much, huh? A little too much huggy hug on your nephew.
Oh my God. But anyways, with these couples, it has made me realize that it should be taken into consideration.
That you're not going to your in-laws for the holidays.
Don't go to your in-laws for the holidays. If you do, leave the rubber at home.
Right.
But if they meet your mom and they don't get along, if there's not a general fit,
you're fucked.
You need to address it right then. Or stop engaging until you figure it out.
Make a plan.
Right.
You have to have a plan.
Especially if you're close with your family. That's the issue. A few of my couples,
Ready? Why would you be close to your family if they're shit? Fuck them. Just saying.
Yeah, but I guess there is a couple of my men, just because that's, like I said, my current caseload ratio. A couple of the men don't want to be with their family 24/7.
But they like to go see them.
But when they do, I've never not gone to my family's Christmas.
Can I ask a question? Why is it such a big deal if your mate doesn't want to go? How does it affect your Christmas that you've been going to for your whole life? Why would it take from it? Because
they have previously. And now there's tension. And now so-and-so's not here. Where is she?
You know where she's at. Just be blunt.
Right. Well,
you know where she's at, Mom. You talk to her like trash. You're rude to her. Why would she want to come here to somebody who's rude?
Yeah.
Can you imagine the look on her face? Like what? I'll give me a biscuit. Let's go.
Pass the applesauce.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
like, why do we have to like?
Right.
It cracks me up that people that like, my family's everything and family's everything. Then why can't you speak to them the most honest?
Yeah.
Because you're trying to protect your will, or what they're going to give you in a, when they die. Like, I will say this: the day you don't advocate for your mate.
That's a
But
thing.
it's hard because when you love, what do you do when your mate's wrong and your mom's right? Well, that's going to go.
You come to Counselor Kelly.
You just jump off.
That is what I often do. I'm like, hey.
Yeah.
I hear what you're saying. I don't know that it's fair or appropriate to ask him to support that way. Like, is there another way that we could word that? Is there a compromise? Because he's very clearly seeing
Right.
and say, like, this makes me uncomfortable. And you're very clearly saying, I don't give a shit.
That has
Call
to
her
suck. That has
and
to
tell
suck.
her that
Yeah.
that was inappropriate. And they don't always agree. Or they're so done fighting about it. Like, they're like, that's just who she is.
That's my mom.
My mom just, like,
She's kind of a bitch.
she says dumb shit.
So what do you do, Kelly?
Well,
I know what I do.
What do you do?
I get ahead of shit anyways. I'll be honest. If you carry yourself a certain way, nobody in your family's going to talk shit to you.
Yeah, that's fair.
So here's the thing. If you dot every fucking I and cross every T and get ahead of all the problems, and when somebody starts getting lippy, go, hey, explain that. That's all you got to do. It's so non-confrontational. Go, can you explain why you said that? Because I'm trying to understand it. They immediately pucker their ass up real quick.
Right.
But I don't have to. I mean, like, I'm not familiar with a lot of this. I've heard it 1,000 times in my practice. But I've heard it. So I'm always just trying to find out, like, where is this really coming from?
Every time.
Because it's at the end of the day, I think some people just want to feel important. So if they can make you pick them over their mama or their dad, and that's a whole nother level of shittiness, man, because
it is.
I'll tell you what, my mom's my mom. I won't allow my mom to disrespect someone. I also wouldn't let anybody disrespect my mother. So most people don't have those kind of parameters.
Right. Yeah. What I see a lot, I guess in my personal life with my friends and my family and stuff, we always laugh about the, like, I can talk shit about my kids.
Right.
But you don't get to talk shit about my kids.
That's a weird line, isn't it?
It is.
Because nobody should be, to be honest with you.
Right. I shouldn't say what I say anyway. But, like, I say it knowing how I feel. I say it knowing how I feel, like, that I love them unconditionally, and me saying that my oldest was an asshole this morning to my best friend.
But it hits different if your husband says it.
Yeah. If my husband was like, yeah, he was a dick, I'd be like, oh, like...
That's hard because that's the discipline. That's where we lose our discipline. Because if nobody talks about your kid that way, then it would feel different when somebody does. You're like, whoa, we don't talk. Like, what do you, what?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's hard. And when you're raised a certain way, what's acceptable and what's not acceptable in your family. I know enough about your family and your husband's family to know that you guys are raised very differently.
Yeah.
The way you speak to each other is very differently. The way you communicate, the way you allow to speak. So that becomes... So most people, you don't have to be Freud to understand that most families are very different. To understand that, like, hey, they do things a certain way. Like I go to my buddy's house every week and eat. They do things a very specific way in their home.
Yeah.
That's the way they do things. It's not the way things are done at my mom's.
Right.
But I'm not trying to... Yeah. I'm a guest. And if you're a guest in your mother-in-law's house, but also like this, you're allowed to leave. You're grown. You're grown.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, and if you're not able to leave,
don't stay.
You suck it up, and then when you don't go back.
Right. When you leave, verbal, like ideally there should be a safe space in the car or the next day to say, like, hey, I don't, maybe you're just honest with your partner and say, like, I don't want to, like, ruffle feathers here, but
is that normal? Or?
Yeah, I was uncomfortable when this happened, or, like, I didn't know how to take this.
Yeah, I don't want to tongue kiss your uncle.
Right. Like, well,
fact, right?
Yes. I don't like, I'm not a hugger. My family is not huggers.
My family doesn't eat octopus for Thanksgiving.
No. My husband's family are huge huggers. It takes a freaking hour to get out to say goodbye
You don't just Irish exit?
I do.
Hell yeah.
I do. I mean, my family's also smaller, so like I'll give my brother a hug because he's from New York.
Yeah.
I'll like wave to my mom because I see her constantly. And I like pop my head out to my brother in the garage who's smoking a cigarette and be like, hey. And be like, okay, bye. If I can't find him, I don't go looking for him. Like,
I just go, hey, I'll see you guys later. I got to go. And I just leave. If you didn't hear me, sorry.
Right. Andrew cannot. He will go
he hugs
room
everybody.
to room
No.
to room, garage,
No.
outside, upstairs. Yes, he does.
No. He's looking for loose change. No.
Yes, he does.
No.
Yes, he does. Before,
Can you
here's the kicker.
hypnotize him?
Before he gathers the children. He says goodbye to everybody, and then he starts gathering children, and then some of our children are now trained to say freaking goodbye to everybody. Do you know how long
Okay, we're shifting this podcast from getting along with your in-laws to getting along with your husband. It takes too long to get the fuck out the door.
No, I fixed it. You know what I do?
Tranquilizer.
Gather the kids and go out to the truck.
That's what you do and just wait?
Yes. Yeah. I sure do.
It's like a hostage
shoes,
situation.
Get your shoes.
It's an evacuation for hostages.
Do you know what I noticed?
What?
When he realizes none of us are in the house,
He just comes out?
he makes it quicker. Hey, he'll like pop his head into like the room and be like, bye guys, Kelly and the kids are, they headed out. Like we got to go because they're outside in the truck.
Look at you. You totally do that.
I do.
I like it.
I really do. Anyway.
I don't have a crew like you, so.
It's like herding cats.
Is it hard to park the bus?
We have to take 2 cars if we all go somewhere. Yes,
No, that's inappropriate. It's too much breeding.
To be fair, we did not breed 5.
You would have.
I would have.
Right.
If I met him, yeah, I would have just
She's
kept
like,
popping him
I'm
out.
trying to get a lacrosse team.
Yep. I want a band. Okay. So way off topic. All right. So we'll go through. So the first one, put your marriage first. You would think, you already said that. Like, listen, that's your partner.
Yeah, but there's a fine line.
There
too,
is.
Though. Like, you got to go, look, we're a team that we got to figure out a way to constructively understand each other and go at this together. But it's like, you need to tell your mom, blah, blah, blah. That's not how you talk to people.
No.
Go, hey, is this your mom's normal thing? Because if it is, we're going to avoid certain shit, and I'm only going to stay here for a little while. And I don't mind having lunch or whatever with your mama. Yeah. But I can't, like, if they're drinking, because let's be honest, there's people that are horrible not drinking. But when you add alcohol, families get real fucking loose. So if that's a thing, you have to just try to understand it. But demanding that your husband or wife or boyfriend or girlfriend change things that have been going on their entire life. More than likely, your mate's never been able to stand up to their parents ever.
Well,
is that fair?
Yeah, you're asking them to change things they have no control over. They can't.
Other than not going.
Right. So I like what you said, like putting your marriage first does not look like picking your wife or your husband over your family. It looks like making sure that you guys are both comfortable with how you handle things. Other. Yes.
It's not picking, it's advocating.
Correct.
And there's a time where you have to pick your mama. Yeah. There's time when you got to pick your daddy.
Yep.
Okay, because they're in need. And they've been there,
They're who got you here.
I dealt with a very interesting thing one time that, like, the family I married into, a person in that family, was like, well, she's starting her own family now. So, because, the brother thought he was losing his sister, and he's like, well, she's starting her own family. She's going to do her own thing. And that didn't sit well.
With him?
No, with her.
Oh.
You know what I mean? And, like, I kind of understand it and I kind of don't. And it's a fine line. Like, you are starting your own family. But it's always convenient that when they're doing your bidding, family's everything. Yes. When they're not doing your bidding, fuck them. We have our own family and it's about us. So that comes across very talking out of both sides of your fucking mouth.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that was my situation. I'm saying, but when I hear people do it, I'm like, oh, it's convenient that you can tell him to fucking tell his mom to fuck off. But if he told you because he didn't like how your mom talked to you one time.
Right.
Because sometimes you don't like how your husband's mom talks to him.
Yeah. Yeah, that happens.
Right.
In a lot of relationships.
So, but happens. You're like, obviously, what do you, like, give him the tools or give her the tools. Try to find the tools.
Sure.
But like demanding, like,
Well, and why are you asking your husband to talk to his mother a way that you wouldn't allow him to talk to you?
I don't know if you've ever dated a girl.
I know. But like, you want him to text your mom.
Stop being a fucking bitch.
Yeah.
No.
What would happen if he texted you?
Or your mom that you love and adore and spend every fucking weekend with. You know
That's
what I
how
mean?
you want him to treat women?
I don't want anybody to treat people that way. Listen, I want you to advocate and have a real conversation. And dude, it's not easy to do with your parents.
No, it is hard. This is hard.
It's harder to do with your parents than it is your mate.
Right. One, you're going through stages. So, for example, it comes up a lot when parents just stop by without.
Can I ask a question?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I do get uncomfortable sometimes when people show up at my house.
Unannounced.
Yes and no.
Mm-hmm. You just don't like them at all when they come to your.
I'm getting better at it, but I don't know. But I've heard a lot of people say that there's somebody just pops in, it just freaks them out. I've heard women go, I don't like when my mother-in-law just stops by. And I'm like,
it's
why?
Usually that.
I just don't like it. And I go,
oh, I know why.
Tell me why.
They're embarrassed.
Oh, because their house sucks?
They're unprepared. And that usually is either it's a fear of judgment. Their house is a mess. They're not put together. They're still in their pajamas.
Well, there's two ways to fix that. What do you think those two ways are, Kelly?
Well, I know your preference would be do better. If you don't want
Me and
other
Kelly's
people
writing
to-
a book that's going to come out next year, and it's gonna be called "I Think We Can Fucking Do Better." Mm-hmm. But no,
But
you make your house where you're not embarrassed, or kill your mother-in-law.
That's not what I thought you were gonna say. Number 2 was.
That's your options. I have a theory about your house, and I know it's not easy for people, but if we spent more time working on those sort of things, I bet you the other things would kind of fall into place. Like what you just said, they're embarrassed. Make your house so nice that you're not embarrassed if anybody comes. You could walk anywhere in my house right now because I work on it. It's not easy. I'm here, like, it's late. People don't know what time it is when we're recording this, but like, I've had a full day.
Yeah.
And I still was able to do things in my house, before I left.
Maintain
and
it.
in the middle of my day when I stopped by. Because I don't want to be embarrassed, because I have been embarrassed when I was younger.
Mm-hmm.
I'm never going to have it again.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But if your mom makes you feel weird about your house, I guarantee the amount of time you spent bitching at your mate about their parents for stopping by.
Yeah.
If you took that and you were cleaning while you were talking to them, I don't know. Maybe it would be easier on you too.
Yeah.
I mean, is that one of the biggest reasons they get upset?
Yeah, I think. Well, and like, there's a difference just in upbringing, right? Like, I had a couple that they were like, it's not the idea that this one was a little different. It's not the idea that your dad stops by, because the reality is he was stopping by at pretty much the exact same time on the exact same day every week. They assumed that he was going to stop by. It's that he stops and stays for a long time.
What
hours.
sucks? This is what sucks. Because I get the same kind of people in constantly. Mm-hmm. If his dad never stopped, like, he never comes over. He never comes to see the kids. He never comes over. Then he comes over. He's like, he fucking stays too long. Like, are people just insufferable as fuck? I'm going to tell you right now. If my dad came and seen me and my kid, I'd be happy.
Every Sunday.
I'd be so
11 o'clock.
fucking happy. And you knew what time he was coming? Dude,
generally because of patterns, not because he ever called ahead of time or ever planned it. But
if he did it 2 or 3 times in a row, you'd be like this. Hey, you hungry when you get here? Let's have something for your dad to eat.
Right.
Let's play cards.
Right. Or if you know, because her issue was...
Fuck, dude.
Well, her issue was, like, sometimes we have plans. Like...
Then call him and go, hey,
yeah, and that's what I said.
Bill,
I
I've
was like,
noticed you've been coming over at 2 o'clock on fucking Sundays. Can you fuck off with it? Just kidding. We're going to be
We're
gone.
going out of town, right? Like we're not going to
Yeah.
be here, and I don't want you to waste your gas, like driving over here,
Leave
be
$5
disappointed
under
or whatever.
the
Yeah, sure.
fucking mat. Who cares? Here's some gas money, Dad. Go
Sure.
the fuck home.
But like that's
He's a
problem.
grown-ass man. I think he can handle it.
It's inconvenient. Is like another comment. Like now I have to stop what I'm doing and like entertain you.
Say that to a person who's lost their parent. Say it to them. Try that. Right?
Yeah.
Now, they didn't say he was coming over and being a fucking drunk asshole.
No.
Listen, I had a father-in-law
Mm-hmm.
that would show up drunk while I wasn't there. And I would get a call of her crying because Dad showed up drunk. And they didn't
Being
have
an asshole?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they
Not
didn't
just like drunk and wanted to like kick it.
No, and they didn't have the best relationship. You know?
Mm-hmm.
And she'd call me crying. I said, you have one chance to handle this when he's sober. And then I'm gonna talk to him because I have to do that. You know what I
Right.
mean? I didn't want to. I mean, fuck, dude, that's not fun. I'm not
Right.
over here like, I had to fucking talk to him.
Right.
No, I don't want. It's fucking like, ugh.
Sure.
He did it again. He showed up at my house sober. Sober, he's the sweetest guy ever. And I was like, hey, I gotta talk to you, bud. He's like, oh, hey, what's up? Because he's super nice when he's
right, yeah.
sober. You know, I was like, hey, man, you can't be showing up and making her cry, dude. I don't get to show up and make her cry. So if you do that again, you're not welcome here, even sober. Do you understand? And he was just like, I'm sorry, you know, and he was,
Yeah,
you know,
right.
but I was like, it sucked.
Yeah.
But I had to say something, you know what I mean? Like, I wasn't like, hey, motherfucker. It was just like, listen,
Yeah.
we're men.
Right. Right.
You know?
Well, and so I have women on my caseload right now that is their argument, not in that capacity, but like your mom, they will say this, your mom treated you like shit. Like they're hurtful to you. You don't go there and come back
In a good
rejuvenated
Yeah.
or like, I mean, the one wife was like, I believe that the reason you are who you are with difficulties that you identify stem from your mother. Why do you submit yourself over and over, like subject yourself over and over to the situation that benefits you minimally at best?
Because our loyalty has been scrubbed into our head.
Right. But these women, I think it pushes the same button that you just described of like, no, I would never treat your son that way. What makes you think you can?
Yeah.
He is grown as hell.
Yeah.
You don't get to do this.
And it's always blamed on the spouse.
Yeah.
Oh, they stopped coming around because no, they stopped.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah. I'm the bitch wife because he won't say, you know, she says it's because of so-and-so, blah, blah, blah. And then the guy will be like, no, we decided. And they're like, even if you say that, you didn't feel this way until
Well,
you
someone
met
has
her.
to shine a light on it.
Yeah. That sucks.
It does. Because
That's
but there's always a scapegoat.
Oh,
and
yeah.
It's this person they didn't raise.
Right. Well, obviously. That's
Y'all
why she's
nasty as fuck out there.
That's
Just
why
let
she's
you know.
unhinged.
Stay out of my house. I will fuck y'all up. I'm done with, dude. I'm done with it. I won't tolerate it. I'm just done. I'm like
yeah.
this.
Andrew and I decided our new pact is that we're reserving our fucks. We're reserving them. The other day,
Are you going
he
to sell
said
cigarettes
something-
there cheaper?
he said something the other day about this town that we don't go to super often, but like it's not a good town for him. It brings,
Yeah.
negative memories, and it's a town
Is it
that
Pound Town?
yes. And I was like, aw, I was like, well, that makes me sad because I really like that town. And then I was like driving, literally seconds. I was like, you know what? I take that back. I don't give a fuck that you don't like it there. Like, what?
Yeah, we're done.
I'm not sad. That was a lie. I just lied to you. I have no feelings regarding that topic whatsoever. Like, he just laughed because he was like, isn't that ridiculous that we feel the need to like even give like what is false empathy? Like, it doesn't. I said, I'm taking my fuck back. You can't have that one. I give no fucks to that topic. So yeah, we're reserving our fucks. What?
I have 2 a week. That's all.
That's
I
all
can
it.
put out there.
That's all I got. I gotta save for them. I'm running out quick. I was giving them out.
Were you?
I was giving
You're
them out
handing
for
them out
free.
like
Oh
Obama
yeah.
phones.
But
Fucks for you. No fucks for you.
just
Holy
all
shit.
the fucks. So I like what this one says though. So both of these websites talk about boundaries.
And that concludes the show.
We could have a whole
Just
show on
kidding.
boundaries.
Hey, if you like boundaries, don't call 234 It's 200 5949.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the right
like
number?
or subscribe. Yes.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
No, seriously, man. Fucking boundaries.
It's
How about do some fucking push-ups?
boundaries is such the word. It's turning into like narcissist for me.
Is that the new one?
I don't feel like he's honoring our boundaries. Well, that's because he didn't agree to them.
Oh.
You set boundaries and he went, and now he was pushed.
Yeah.
And he was not prepared to enforce that boundary. That was not like, it's like consent. If you guys both don't say, this is our boundary, this is what we're willing to do.
It's a faint line.
Yeah. If they're not excited to set your boundaries, no. So both of them talk about boundaries here of making sure that you sit down, you decide what your boundary is. So it says, for example, if your family dynamic heavily relies on your children going to bed on time, you're not going to evening stuff then. Like,
dude, I've heard families wreak havoc because you have some zealous parent that like will not budge at all on that shit.
Nap time, eating.
My, dude.
Oh, nap time.
Oh my god.
That is a topic for a fight.
Dude. Do people just invent stuff to have power because they never had power as a kid? I mean, let's be honest.
Well, yes.
Is that what this stems from?
I don't know what
though?
that is.
That's what that stems from.
Well,
like
I think
you're
it's
creating fucking. Listen,
No.
if they want to go with all their cousins and go do something super dope that grandma's putting on,
Yeah.
like, hey, we're gonna go fucking to the Apple thing and do some dope
Sure.
shit, and they're like, well, no, their naps at fucking 2 o'clock.
Perfect example. Are you ready? Easter egg hunt.
Yeah.
An Easter egg hunt. We're going to do the Easter egg hunt after church for those who go. Be here at like 11:30 for dinner, and then we'll do the Easter egg hunt. Well, Tommy lays down at 2.
Why's it gotta be Tommy?
I don't know.
I do like to lay down around 2. That's a good
But like
time.
he's got to lay down by 2 at the latest. So like, are we going to be done with lunch and the Easter egg hunt so that we can get back home by 2? Because like we have to leave. Could you move it up? Well, no, because half of the family goes to church. Well, could you move it back? Well, no, because everybody's going to be here for church. So then we'll just come over here. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
Hard.
Yes.
But then guess what? Then don't take your kid. And then you got to explain to your kid.
Why they don't get to go to the Easter egg
Listen,
hunt.
one kid doesn't set the pace for the other 5. No. Good luck.
I know.
Good luck with that shit.
I know.
Listen, if you can make it happen,
Sure.
and it's not a
Sure.
big deal, most families can kind of, but you got to just talk about it in a nice way.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and go, look, if you said, if he does not get his nap at that time, he is fucking unbearable all night.
You don't want him up.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You could be like, we just can't go. We'll go to lunch, but we're just
Sure.
going to
Yeah,
be
we're
back.
just going to have to head out.
You know, do you mind just giving him a couple eggs or a little basket or whatever you're going to give
I'll hide him when
Is
I
that
get
okay?
home and he can just do it there.
You can do it, man. It's
Right.
okay.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's really just
Absolutely.
getting ahead of that.
Well, but like, so this is talking about deciding together then. So if we were going to your grandma's Easter egg hunt.
She's dead, but thanks for bringing that up. Wow, Kelly. Merry fucking Christmas, huh?
But, you know, we have a toddler and I'm like, listen, we're not upsetting his nap. And if you're like, I don't give a shit, I go to my grandma's every single Easter, like he'll sleep in the car on the way home.
Or I'll see you later.
Right.
Take his ass home and put him in bed.
Right. Why don't you, like,
I'll get a ride
this
home.
is important to me. Right.
See ya.
One of us has to stay.
It's not that big of a deal.
Right.
It's not that big of a deal. What's fucking Easter? You should spend it with your family. Trying to.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, dude, my mom just got out of the hospital yesterday. She's been in the hospital for a week. You know what I mean? I'm not avoiding a holiday with her.
No.
You know what I mean? Like, kiss my ass.
No. Or another.
And if I got to go by myself, I'm not offended. Like, if I'm with somebody and they're like, hey, man, I don't want to go and deal with that shit, I'd be like, all right.
Yeah.
Can we bring you back a plate?
It's good food.
Seriously.
Right, yeah.
Like, no.
Yeah.
But why? But it goes back to everything. Like, why is things so important to people?
Well, and like, would you just tell your family like she wasn't feeling up for it?
I'd go, you guys are
Shit you
dicks.
do.
I would literally go, you act like assholes. She's not used to it. Okay, right? Or
I mean, that's fair.
Or you're too nice and too prim and proper and love Jesus too much, and it freaks her the fuck out. It's one or the other,
prayer.
right?
It's the prayer, guys.
Or you drink too much, or you don't drink enough.
Yeah.
Be honest with them and go, like, you've never dealt with this. Like, if somebody's like, what do you mean? Really, Mom? You don't know this is
Nobody's
what
ever
happens?
told you about this about yourself?
Mom, you don't even want to be around you.
How are you 67 years old and you're going to tell me that nobody's told you that you get loud and obnoxious
Like,
when you
just
drink?
stop.
Right. She doesn't know how to play euchre, Mom. Stop trying to tell her that she has to learn.
Yeah.
Like,
she doesn't like
play.
sweet potatoes. Quit trying to fucking force
Right.
feed
She
her.
don't want to play.
Right. It's weird.
It's weird.
You know what I mean? Like, but if you're just upfront and kind of do it in a joking manner, they shut the fuck up.
Well, yeah, that's
Be
true.
so blunt
Most of the
about
time,
it.
Yeah.
And if not, go, okay, see how you're being a dick? That's why they don't want to be here.
Right.
Why? So it's so important that my mate comes here? You're so fed by it.
Yeah.
And you're so destructed by it, of their acceptance.
It's such a standard thing that, like...
It's also a standard to put your fucking carts back, but there's a lot of people who leave them out in the fucking parking lot. I do too.
Even at TSC, you have to walk it back in.
What's that? Tractors.
Yeah. They don't have, like, cart things, so you have to, like, go out to your car and then, like, push it back into the building, and I do all the time, and people look at me like I'm crazy.
Well.
Anyway.
Yeah, just tell them. Be honest with them. If your family should know.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Well, you know, if your wife would want to be, or your husband should want to be, or why? Tell me why.
Sorry, I'm reading.
My nephew has a hard time, and I told him, I said, just drive separate, bud. Just drive separate. Stay, hang out for a little bit, and then go. He didn't have a real big like family presence like that.
Yeah.
And her family is amazing. And just super close and all that. So it just makes him like he's getting better.
Mm-hmm.
Super proud of him.
Mm-hmm.
And his wife's amazing because she's like, I'm staying with my family. Just come for a little bit because I'm proud of you.
Right. Yeah.
And that's what people like mates don't understand too.
Yeah.
You're super proud of your mate and you want to show him off.
Right.
And you want to just be like, you know, because it goes back to what we talked about before. When are you getting married? When are you having kids?
Yeah.
And then you finally do it and you're like, oh, he ain't showing up.
He actually hates you guys. Aren't you glad I met him?
Right. Guess what? You're
Finally
barely going to see your grandkids. All right, next.
I was reading this because it says, if your mother-in-law comes for an uninvited visit every day and you don't enjoy her clinginess, tell her that she's welcome every other Friday for dinner and let her know you won't be answering the door otherwise.
Come on, dude. Who wrote this?
That's harsh.
Some lady with a lot of cats that it didn't work out.
Harsh.
Or some dude with a lot of cats. Whoever with a lot of cats.
Well, the other one says...
Dude, I want to see the bitches trying that shit. No, she's going to make her dude say that shit.
Well, yeah, but that's under enforcing healthy boundaries.
No.
The other one words it a little bit different. There's actually some overlap, like I said, with the boundaries.
Let's be honest. How many moms are actually showing up at your house that often? A lot. Bullshit.
My mother-in-law was doing it more than I would like.
What's that mean? How often?
Well, but I had to pause too because before I married him, he relied on her.
So she was helping with
yes.
With the kids.
Well, or like with the house or with that was the dynamic that they had because he was a bachelor. Yeah, he was a bachelor, and so she was helping.
So that's what her normal rhythm was.
Right.
So once you guys, she's like, okay, you guys are good.
I don't mean this. I don't need you to stop by. You're welcome to, but like.
And I'm sure the kids love their grandma.
Yeah, but I don't need you to come out and like.
We moved next to my
grandma
dishes. One time.
Yeah.
I loved it.
I lived with my ex-husband's grandmother.
Yeah.
She really is one of my favorite people.
That's awesome.
Love
Mine's
her.
dead. I wish you'd quit bringing it up.
She's getting dementia, and I cry every weekend when I see her because she's just makes me sad. But so this is saying instead of turning your in-laws away and creating like harsh boundaries like that, it's what are you looking at?
Your sweater. I'm noticing more stuff in it. Sorry. The statism.
It's like, what are you looking at? It says be intentional and invite them to things instead of limiting their things.
I would demand that they come over every day. I'd be like, listen, I got stuff planned all week for us. So look, Friday, we're doing this. Saturday, we're doing this. Sunday, and they'd be like this. I would totally like Jedi mind trick them. For real.
It does say. So the next one, it said something about, like when your in-laws, like your mother-in-law or your father-in-law, because I've seen it both ways
Let's just
for
say
sure.
in-laws. Just say in-laws.
Your in-laws come over and they like sputter and like pace because they don't know what to do.
Give them something to do.
That's what it says. It says, but think about it ahead of time so that you're not like putting them on the spot. Like, oh,
Listen,
could you?
If somebody from your family is stopping by all the time, they love you or they're lonely. Okay.
I'm a big pusher for in-laws that are lonely. Like, nobody calls them.
Do you know what I'm saying? But
Yes.
it's one of the two things. And again, I know so many people that would fucking give anything,
Everything.
if their parent would come and visit them. Dude,
For a
I've
visit.
been with people that the parent never came in to even see our house
Yeah.
for like a year. Do you know what kind of shenanigans that shit is? Do you know what kind of things that it fucked with her? And what am I supposed to say? You know what I mean?
You want me to invite them over?
No, again,
What,
not
do
my dad.
you want me to like?
Yeah, it made her sad.
Maybe you should.
Made her
invite 'em.
super sad. So give them something to do.
Yeah, delegate something.
Dude, I
and
get a whiteboard and be like, Bill, this is what you got to get done this week. Okay, here's the tools. Here's everything you
like
need.
a football play.
Oh, dude, everything
You're
all
gonna
week.
go to this one.
Bill, are you good at cutting onions?
Right.
Wednesday, we're making, something with onions.
Right. But
Yeah.
say, hey, so and so, for Christmas, I was wondering if you could bring this or if you could help with that. Like, delegate ahead of time. They will eat that up. They will
Right.
eat that up.
They're coming over for a reason.
They're
man.
coming over anyway. This says do not confront your in-laws, and that kind of goes hand in hand with never, ever call your in-laws names or degrade them in front of the family or in private.
Yeah, that's like talking about somebody's kids.
Yeah.
It's bad behavior for either one. It's bad behavior for your mate to do it to their own parents.
Yeah.
They can say, man, they're frustrating the shit out of me.
Sure.
There's a healthy way to get through that. But honestly, if you meet a man who talks shit about his mom or a woman who talks shit about her mom or dad, she's probably going to talk shit about you.
This says in-law blood and history runs through your partner's veins.
Literally.
Avoid disrespectful comments.
And if you piss off your parents, that puts your siblings in a weird place, your nieces and
that
nephews.
comes up a lot.
Yeah.
All of these couples that I'm working with that have in-law issues, brothers and sisters, it's a whole family dynamic. Like, you are not
Your sister's
just
mad at
asking
you,
your partner to
brother's mad
put
at
a
you.
boundary up. You are asking them to put a boundary up that isn't normal for their family,
Yeah.
and that their parents are now going to their other siblings confused as hell.
Not that confused.
Well, because they're not, their siblings aren't doing it.
Yeah, I get it.
It's very rare.
Why are they breaking tradition?
Right? Why?
I've been able to rule this family.
Yeah. These parents call their other children crying, literally, going like, "Why would she say that to me? Why would he say that to me? Is that true?" And then their other siblings are like, "I mean, guys, like it." But then, like, those siblings call this sibling and be
Gets
like,
gnarly.
"What the fuck?
Gets gnarly.
Don't say that to mom. She's been that way the whole time."
Yeah, it's hard.
Dad always falls asleep on the couch. Sorry, he took
Leave him
up your
alone.
entire couch.
He's not good
after
with little kids.
Thanksgiving. Right.
I've heard people bitching like, his dad won't even be around the baby. I'm like, most guys don't want to be
don't
around
wanna.
babies. Most dads don't want to be around babies.
Right.
We don't play with baby dolls. We play with action figures. So when the kids become action
Toddlers?
figures,
Yeah.
we're like, what's up,
Oh,
dude?
yeah.
Let's go.
Right. So it says, let's see, let go of expectations.
Ooh, that's a life rule. That's not just a fucking in-law rule.
Yeah. Well, and it's talking here about the fact that most people have a picture in our head about, like, when we get married, this is what our relationship with our in-laws could be.
Yeah,
or
you
we
go
want.
over, doves get let go.
Sure. They open the door with, like,
Right. They know
fresh
all your
baked
favorite
bread.
recipes.
Right. They give
Yeah.
them all to you. Sew you a quilt every Christmas by hand. No. I mean, and like I have had to have that conversation with couples that I'm like, listen.
The dad's holding one leg back. The mom's holding the other leg back at birth.
It's like,
You know what I mean? When you're
Are we
birthing
jump
their
humping?
kid, their grandbaby.
no.
Uncle's
No.
jump humping or whatever when they're soaking. No?
It's a different show, Thomas. It's a different dynamic.
Just saying. The family that soaks together.
No, but I have had conversations and I have challenged when, in my scenarios, when the husband starts to get a little frustrated and they feel like you're picking, right? Like you're picking at my mom now. Like there are things that I absolutely agree with.
It's like, it's any situation like with your children and they're not their biological children. Mm-hmm. You can only put so much on somebody and they're just looking at you like, okay, I get it.
I hear you.
I get it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't need to hear it every day.
Right.
I don't need to hear it. Well, I don't see anything happening. Do you want me to go and smack my mom in front of you?
Right.
I mean, like, would that make you happy? Is that what you need to see? Mm-hmm. And they're just like, well, I just don't see anything. Like, do you think it's easy to go, like, talk shit to your mama?
Oh, or they want to, so this is new, and you'll love this.
I bet I won't.
They want, like, well, when you call your mom, I want you to put her on speaker.
Oh, get the fuck out of here. What?
I want to hear what you're going to say.
I would just be like this. So, am I keeping the house, or are you keeping the house?
It's a thing. It happens a lot.
What is wrong with people?
They want to make sure you're setting the right boundaries. It gives you job security.
I love that you're going to be okay and you're going to be able to buy that Bronco next year. I love that for you.
They want to make sure that they're saying the right things. No shit.
Shut the fuck up.
No shit. Or
what
they
the
go.
What's that even mean?
And they have a conversation. They want to make sure that they remember what they're supposed to say.
Do you want a script?
Yes. I have. There's bullet points.
There needs to be bullet points for real.
Bullet points. Make sure you say these things. Make sure that you stay on topic because your mom likes to. Like, this is going to be uncomfortable.
How about this? How about to say this? I'm not going to your fucking mom's no more. Your mom's fucking crazy. You're not going to be able to fix it. You're not going to be combative. I'm not making you make fucking bullet points and all that shit. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. You married and breed with somebody you don't trust to have a fucking conversation? Breed better, motherfuckers. Ew. That's fucking gross.
I knew you would love it.
Ugh.
You're a little, like, flushed, actually.
Dude,
I know.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Oh, I can't wait for them to have fucking daughter-in-laws. Oh, fucking full circle. Those bitches will be knocking it out of the park. They'll be like this. My son doesn't even come over anymore. Yeah. You know why? You know what you did to your fucking husband?
I know.
Have you ever seen that come full circle?
Not yet.
Oh, I can't wait.
I have a couple right now that her mother-in-law said that to her.
It's coming for you.
You got 2 boys.
It's coming for you. You're teaching them how to speak.
Yep, you are teaching them what is normal and that mother-in-laws, the husbands,
the devil.
You don't need them.
Mama said mother-in-law's a devil. They got all them teeth and no toothbrush. Mm-hmm. I love it.
Yep.
You know what? So I had a conversation with the mom who's getting ready to have a baby. And I said, I talked to a lot of people about, parenting and things like that. I talked to a lot of people about what it's like to be parented, obviously. And I said, everybody is only worried about what they consider big things in their family and big things that they're teaching their kids. When big shit comes to your family, you could act like a fool and be like, man, that's crazy shit. My dad didn't handle it great, but it was crazy. You know what I mean? Like some bad shit. That isn't what kids remember. It's when you drop a glass of milk and you freak the fuck out. It's when you come home and bitch about work in a not constructive way. Mm-hmm. They pick up on all those little things. So if every conversation you hear your mama say about your grandma is shit, that means a quarter of you is shit. Half of your daddy is shit. Mm-hmm. Right? Mm-hmm. So remember when you're talking to your kids about their grandmother or grandfather, mm-hmm. that you are talking to, and then you want them to trust them?
Yeah. Be nice. When we go over there, because we have to go over there, give her a hug.
My best friend, he was married a couple times to women, and they hated their mothers. They fucking hated their mothers.
The women hated their mothers?
Hated their mothers. What do you think their daughters grew up into to them? And they're like, I don't understand why they're doing this. I'm like, he's like, you taught them how to do this.
Yes. You taught them what was an issue for you, and then they went,
how to disrespectfully speak to your mother.
Yeah.
That it's no big deal to talk to you. I'm not saying let your mom walk all over you.
No.
Either cut her out of your life in a reasonable way.
Yeah.
But be respectful. And like, they don't know. I've seen it in real time. So all those little things you show your kids, that's what they pick up.
Yeah.
Next.
Sure. Keep your cool.
Put her on speakerphone. How about, you know what I do? Let's put her on speakerphone right now. We'll both talk to her. Let's hear you talk to her. Cool. And then when we're done, we're going to call your mom. And we're going to go over all the things that she's been fucking up too. Is that cool? And then your brother.
We'll just do like a Zoom meeting. We'll just bring
we'll bring everybody in. Well, a lot of crosstalk with that, so you got to be careful.
I know. So this was one, do not confront them yourself. And this is something one of my couples did recently. However, mother-in-law group chatted, husband and wife. Husband didn't respond. Wife waited.
Had to respond.
Couldn't help it. She responded. She's like, she texted
like
me
this.
too. And the husband was like, just for the record, Kelly, I was at work. It's not like we're not talking 24 hours later. I did not respond. We're talking
shift.
3.5 minutes. I did not respond. And she's like, well, you weren't responding fast enough. And she opened the door. They actually read me the text. And I was like, I mean, that was not inappropriate. Like what she said was
reasonable.
Yeah,
well,
it was
good.
reasonable.
That's healthy.
Sure. But it was things
because I don't necessarily agree with that. You can advocate for yourself, but you know what? You better have some grit, because you know what's coming. You better know how to do it in a Jedi-ass way.
I think I did it.
Well, I'm sure you did, because you're a trained professional, but most people are not.
But I encourage them to say, like, instead of saying, we're not having any type of, I mean, like you said, there are times and a place for like no contact. It is unhealthy. But I'm a pretty firm believer that the conversation should be geared towards like, what kind of relationship can we have? How can we have a healthier relationship? Yeah. When these things happen, it hurts my feelings, or it makes me feel insecure, or it upsets me because...
A lot of things.
Yeah. And like, this is where, and you don't know that because you're not my mom or you're not my dad. Like how would you know what my buttons are? Unless I told you. This is a really big trigger for me. I get really insecure because of this and this and this. Be vulnerable. Yeah. They might also be like, oh my God.
I didn't know.
I would never want you to feel that way. Or they might be like you and be like, well, clean your fucking house then. Do you want help cleaning your house? No, I don't want help. Look, that's embarrassing.
I had a girl get mad that her mother-in-law was cleaning her house while she was watching her kid.
Yeah.
And I was like...
It happens a lot. That's where the like blurry, that is the...
The woman can't just sit in your house. She's going to do stuff, and she's doing stuff to be nice. Yeah. Most people aren't cleaning their house because they hate you.
No, I used to fold people's laundry when I would babysit for them, and they would leave stuff out. Like,
yeah, dude, if I'm at your house, like if I was watching my grandsons at their house, and I saw something outside that needed done or dishes that need done, I just wash them.
Yeah.
Come on, boys, let's clean this up. Let's do this.
Makes it easier to babysit.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? Like, reasonable, dude.
Yeah. But if you're going to confront, I do agree. I don't think it's a never should you ever have a conversation. I actually, like I said, I think it promotes communication.
I would say if you were smart, I would ask the person that's been on the inside way longer than you of what is the best way to approach this problem.
Yeah.
And if he's like, well, he has or she has no way, or well, then you're already dealing with a shitty person.
Right.
So good luck.
Right.
Good luck.
Or say, like, this is what I was thinking. Like, this is what I would like to say.
Yeah.
Because this is...
Hold on, Mike, you just can't throw him in a closet. Sorry, Mike was saying just throw him in a closet. I don't know what that means, but...
throw who?
Everyone, apparently.
But, like, this is what I would like to say.
Yeah.
Because this is how I'm feeling. How receptive do you think that like, how would that go over? If I said this, would that be okay?
Be a team.
Yeah. If you want to say,
and it doesn't have to be resolved right this second. That's what people don't understand either.
No.
Now, there are certain things where you just get up and leave.
Yeah.
You call a fucking Uber. Right. You get the fuck out of there. Right?
Like, that was disrespectful. I'm not staying
Oh.
for that. Yeah. Or your mom just bonged a beer.
Right.
Time to go.
Jesus.
Shot glasses are out. Time to take off. Karaoke machine came on.
Yeah, I gotta go.
Gotta go.
That might be fun.
This goes all downhill from here.
Yeah, that might be fun. It's hard, man. It's hard to be in your own fucking family.
It is.
It is. And nobody wants to admit that.
No,
Some families are
it
beautiful, you know what I mean? But very few.
Yeah. A lot of families are beautiful, actually. And a lot of families are beautiful in their own way. I have a bunch of people that are like, listen, my mom and my dad and my brother, like, everybody's got their shit.
Yeah.
But they're like, they also love me. And I turned out, the person you married was raised by them.
That's what I always tell people too. I'm like, so wait a minute. They're like, she's telling me how to raise my kid and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, so wait a minute. You fucked her kid and you had a baby with her kid. He was good enough for you to mate with, but you think she doesn't know how to raise a fucking kid.
Right.
Now listen,
And maybe,
some people, fucking horrible. Okay.
Right, well, some people are just, I mean, thank God they turned out the way they did. And some people would be able to say, listen, that wasn't my mama.
Yeah.
That was my coach. Or that was my stepmom.
But those
or that
people
was my...
aren't letting those... Dude, yes, they are. Some people just fuck up. Whatever. Next. Just fucking breed better.
Let's see here. Oh, where'd it go? This is another one that I'm kind of iffy about. It says, avoid hot topics.
Yeah. So Jill, the last time your ex-husband was here, I noticed you guys were drinking a lot and it was kind of crazy. Is that why you guys got divorced? Yeah, I'd probably not bring shit like that up. You know what I mean? I wouldn't serve octopus every time people came over.
It says, try to keep away from topics like politics, religion, anything else that could be controversial.
Dude, I had a brother-in-law that literally my stepdad and him were like ready to beat each other's fucking brains. They're both
stood up.
Oh yeah, my dad's like 82. And he's like, you can get the fuck out of my fucking house. Like didn't give a fuck, and I wasn't there. My mom was telling me.
You picked up your cup. I was like,
oh no,
what you did.
No,
you just sat back and you're like,
no, because I would have diffused it with humor.
Yeah.
Yeah, and actually, I like them both, obviously, but. Yeah, dude. Come on, man. Know the room.
Right. Well, with your in-laws.
Anyone. Fucking know the room.
Well,
with your own family.
My dad and my brother are on opposite political sides. As soon.
What?
Oh, yeah. In like a big way.
Just as a pissing contest for.
I think I swear to God, my brother did it on purpose. They didn't get along when they were little, he was little. And now he's like, guess what?
Guess what? Guess what?
As liberal as they come.
She's to fuck with him. He's probably not.
I got all the COVID shots, Dad. How do you feel?
I have all the COVID shots. And meanwhile, your brother's out hunting elk barehanded.
Other way.
No, I'm saying that he won't let your dad know.
Oh, yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
Right, yes. No, but like this
He
happens.
wants to chop wood so bad.
But he can't. Because that would mean my dad was right. No, but like they go at it constructively.
No,
I mean, they just,
gross.
but like I just stand, we literally, like we will say at the table, like, guys, we're still eating. You guys want to go out to the barn and have this conversation for 3 hours.
Pull your dicks out and see.
By all means. Nobody wants to talk about this.
No, my stepdad will try to do it. He'll try to engage me and I just laugh. He's like, you don't give two fucks, do you? I go,
no.
I don't care.
No.
No, they don't do it at my house.
No.
No, fuck no.
No.
Are you kidding me?
No, my
Take that
brother-in-law
shit
does it
somewhere else.
sometimes.
No, get the fuck out of
But
here.
I just tell him the same thing. I'm like, no fucks.
Dude, we have good
I'll just
food.
laugh and I'll be like, I'm the wrong one. My brother is over there in the living room.
I'm not doing that shit.
He'll
with
have that
anybody.
conversation with you for 45 minutes.
Most people aren't.
Especially because he's drinking. Oh my God.
This is one thing I've learned. Anybody who's super educated about those sort of things never argue about them. It's like super religious people. Super religious people don't argue about it. Like the most super taught and super just really, they don't argue about it because they're like
super rooted in it that they're
just like, no, I don't need to even have this conversation with you. You're not even on the same level as me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not in a bad way, but just like, no.
Right.
I don't care if you don't believe. That's
on you.
Whatever.
Right.
And I feel the same way about politics. Like, I'll diffuse that shit in 2 seconds because I'm like, you guys aren't educated enough about to even know. Dude, I tattooed a political science major from Worcester, like the College of Worcester, which is a really, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like, this kid is brilliant. And we were talking about it. And he goes, listen, man, I go, how many people try to? He goes, dude, I won't argue with anybody because it's all a bunch of bullshit. And if this guy's telling me it's all a bunch of bullshit, I was like this. I'm just not having that conversation because people are literally not educated enough to have it.
No. It's a pointless conversation or argument.
Remember this, people. You don't argue opinions or facts, so therefore, what are you arguing? Just keep it there. Just remember that. Just start there. If it's an opinion or a fact, why are you arguing?
Right.
Just stop. Because you ruin the vibe.
It does ruin the vibe.
Go online and troll people.
Oh yeah, there's
But
groups
people in real
for
life,
that. There's sites for that.
Right.
And not your in-laws.
God, no.
So another one is, and really, I guess one of the last ones, because these ones kind of go together. It says, look for common ground. So my husband was super helpful in this with my mother-in-law and my father-in-law. They're not together. Just to make casual conversation. Like, listen, if there's like an awkward, like whatever, ask my mom about this. You guys have, like, we've both been to Yellowstone. She loves it out west. I've been out there a lot. Like, you guys could just chat about that. My dad, talk about that. Like, garden. He gardens, I garden. Like, easy peasy. Find common ground. Takes the tension away.
Don't just sit on your phone the whole time.
No. If you are pleasant, the last one is actually always be kind.
Be helpful.
If you...
Dude, you ever seen when women are doing dishes or cleaning up or somebody's cleaning up and the new girl doesn't get up to help?
Oh.
Sweet Jesus.
Well, that's not in every family. That's in our families. You better
might
offer.
You like call off the snipers. That's ugly shit.
Oh, yeah. Especially if they're sisters or
Have you
sister-in-laws.
dealt with
Also, oh yeah. Like personally, yes. Yeah.
We don't, because we just get after it. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter. Could you imagine?
Mm-hmm. I can't.
Ew.
At bigger functions.
Dude, even my friends,
like after,
all three of my friends in there have all been to my house or my parents' house for dinner, for Thanksgiving or whatever. They don't just sit there with their plate. They get up and help. They do whatever is needed to be done, and I love that about them.
Yeah. But that goes back to like, so when I brought my ex-husband to the first Christmas or Thanksgiving, one or the two, at like my step-parents' house, which was a bunch of cousins. I had to like give him like the genogram before we were like, this one is this one, this one, this one. I brought him, and one of my cousins brought his new girlfriend. I was on the edge of my seat because I was like,
how's this gonna go?
These fuckers don't know anything.
Really?
I warned my husband, but I was like, listen, after dinner's done, the guys go outside and shoot clay pigeons. You don't have to shoot, but you got to go outside. That's where they're going. He was like, all right, which wasn't an issue for it. Like, he shoots all the time. So, like, he went outside. But this girl, so while they're outside, we all clean up and set the table, because then we do, like, board games and stuff afterwards. So we clear the table, set out the board games and stuff. And Brandon knew to go outside because I told him to.
You helped him.
I helped him. Like we talked about, like, give him the expectation. The girl also went outside. And we were like...
With her dude?
Yeah.
Okay, the first time, that's kind of normal. It is. And if he didn't tell her... But she probably was like, I'm interested in this.
No.
No?
It wasn't that.
Okay.
It was, I'm uncomfortable staying in the house with all these women that I don't know. For sure. But then she came back in, and then, like, all of a sudden, everybody, like, nobody said anything, but you know that everybody noticed.
And you took her chair away? You will stand.
No, we put her at the kid table. You can go sit over there. You sit with the littles. We had a kid table. Did you have a kid table?
Yeah. I still said it.
I was going to say, what age were you, Thomas, where you got to graduate from the kid table?
I didn't know I get to graduate. Will my parents die?
I guarantee if I went today, I'd be at the kid table.
Kid table's more fun.
Well, yeah, it was. Well, I'd be at like the middle table because we all have kids now.
Yeah.
But the older people, like,
I have the
they're not dead yet, so like they're still over there. I don't know where I'd sit.
My old neighbor, when my youngest daughter was born, made a table and just a little chair. It's all like primary colors for my youngest, and I still have it. So whenever my grandsons are there, That's where they sit and eat. That's the cutest. It makes me so happy.
No.
You know, it's cool. Yeah, you have to read the room, but you got to tell your mate, like, hey, this is what goes on here or whatever, you know, and like, and there, even your family's got to be a little bit like, this is the way we do it. I'm like, well, she's new.
Well, yeah. And I guess,
You know,
like,
is she still around?
I don't know. I haven't gone in years.
Oh.
She was around for a while.
Okay, so yeah,
no,
she got used to it.
She was around for a while. Yeah. I think it was knowing her now, or like as long as I did, I think she was just mousy and uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But like,
You guys are probably a
fill
lot.
her in. Fill her in and
Motherfuckers
be
are out
like,
there
hey,
shooting shit.
we're
We're going to talk about Jesus, then we're going to kill some shit.
on a dairy farm where everybody knew goes, what is that smell? You're like, aw, who brought her? Who doesn't know what manure smells like?
So is this a place where cows go to live the rest of their life in peace?
No.
What do they call those? A sanctuary? Is this a
Yeah.
cow sanctuary?
No. Meanwhile, like the 3-legged cat with like goopy eyes is like walking by the patio because they're outside barn cats.
It's like a scene from Sling Blade up in this fucking place.
But that's the thing. And like, that's my dad's side.
Yeah.
When you go to my mom's side, we're playing euchre and taking shots of peanut butter whiskey.
Yeah.
It's very different. So I have to set it up. Like, listen.
Yeah. And that's okay.
Yeah. Turn your ringer off because we're about to pray.
I like it because mine is real cut and dry and everybody's nice. They have nice conversation and they get the fuck out of my house. And just like that. And everybody has a good time. I pack them fucking, you know, if they want some leftovers, we send them with them. And that's the end of it, man.
Yeah.
Every family's a little different.
There.
And you got to get used to it. You can't just walk in and expect things. And if you know you got a fucked up family,
Warn a person.
you know what I mean? Like, be...
Yes. Yes.
Shit's hard, dude.
Well, another thing that comes up at this time of year specifically is how to split up time.
Oof.
That comes up right now. Like, that's a hot thing.
My daughter just dealt with it again. And she held her ground. She has held her ground for 7 years.
About where they're going and at
Oh,
what
they don't
time.
leave on Christmas. Christmas Day, she ain't leaving.
No.
She goes, anyone is welcome in my house.
We'll be
Everyone
here.
is welcome. Here's
I have
food.
kids.
We are not. She goes, I got drug around. I am not dragging my boys around. And she holds her ground. And she called me this week and she's like, I had to do it, Dad. I was like,
You knew?
Dude, I don't
It's about
care.
that time.
You know what I mean? Like,
Right, yeah.
I go, if you lived here, my ass would be driving to your house because I know you don't leave on Christmas.
Right.
Unless we live 2 minutes away. But even then, because of the way she's done it, I would respect that. You know, because if she does it for one, she has to do it for all of them.
Yes. And that's
she's not doing it. She's not. She goes, Christmas Eve, I'll go wherever you want me to go.
Yeah.
Christmas Day.
Day after? All day.
Not
Whatever you want.
Christmas Day.
Nope. We'll be here. We'll be
We're
here.
not playing.
But there's always the one partner that's like, especially, it's more prevalent when they don't have kids yet. I'm actually a little bit surprised, to be completely honest. This came up this week. I didn't know at the amount of grown adults that still go to their parents' houses Christmas Eve and spend the night and get up there Christmas morning.
That sounds awful.
But it's what they all do. Like, grown people will bring their partner to their parents' house and they will go to sleep and they will wake up the next morning.
Is this that
open presents.
website you were talking about?
No.
Okay.
And like, part of me is like, that's so sweet that you are still so close with your family. And the other part of me is like, you were like 27. What?
They do that a lot. Now that I'm thinking about it. But maybe their nieces or nephews are there. You know what I mean? No? That's just what they do. That's their tradition.
Yeah.
Are they okay with that?
I mean, the partner is usually like,
Okay.
oh, we don't have anything else going on.
That's cool.
But
then.
it's not a conversation. We go to my parents, we're spending the night, and it does become a problem where it's like, well, if we're at your parents' Christmas Eve and Christmas morning, can we go to my parents' house like
No, fuck them.
afterwards? But they will. They'll be like, well, probably not, because then we do. Then
How
we
could
have
you think that was
lunch,
fair?
And then my aunts and uncles come over afterwards.
No, you can't do that. You can't do that. You know you can't do that. Nobody in their right mind fucking... That's insane.
It happens. I've had it like twice this week.
No. Fuck
that they are not
no,
flexible.
that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
This is my family tradition, and I'm not going to not attend it.
Let me know how that works out for you. Because I'm sure there's some other things that you're just fucking dying on that hill. Mm-hmm. Ew. Mm-hmm. Fucking act right.
So, yeah.
Nasties. You're getting coal. Not Nat King Cole either.
Well, and then it does become a problem, I think, when, like, fine, then you go to yours and I'll go to mine. But,
Okay.
But then a lot of people are like, well, but I want to be with you.
No, you don't. You want to be with your family. Right. Pick one. There you go. I'm going here.
I gotta go. I gotta go at some point, and I would like you to come with me because we're married now, and we're like.
That is a super fine line. Listen, and most of those people that demand that out of their family, they don't even fucking like their family that much. They talk shit about their family and talk about how fucking horrible they are, and then you want me to take my time and go fucking stay with them. Mm-hmm. Fuck you. That's bullshit.
Yeah.
Listen, if you love your family and they're dope as fuck and they're super sweet to you and you're super sweet to your mate and your mate's still standoffish, breed better. Don't fucking marry that person.
Yeah.
Because they're not your people.
Yeah.
Okay?
No, there's lots of comparison.
Is that fair?
Yeah, there's lots of comparison lately of like, well, my family's fantastic. They agree that my family is fantastic. Their family is shit. We can all agree that their family is shit.
But you still got to honor their family a little bit.
Like that's
schedule it a little bit.
Right.
That's
just
all.
A little. Because it's still important to them.
It just sucks if it's far away and it's like a 2-hour fucking drive or some shit like that.
But and that's what the partner B is saying. Like, no, I agree, but this is who my family is. Does it suck? Yes.
Dude, I do my things at 1 o'clock. Are they horrendous?
No.
Every holiday I do it at 1 o'clock.
That makes it easy.
Okay, so most people have their shit later. Mm-hmm. Go the fuck on.
Right.
Like
prefer it.
My kids.
Stop in and go.
My kids can go to their grandma's on their mom's side, and they can go do all that. Everybody knows, since they were born, 1 o'clock. That's when I do my shit.
On every holiday.
Every holiday is 1 o'clock. Well.
I know. It makes it easy.
It's done.
Right. If we're gonna swing by, if we're gonna stop.
1 o'clock, you're done.
Right.
My daughters can come have lunch with me, and they can go home. They can go to their mamas. They can go do whatever they want to do.
Or they could say, "Hey, this year we're gonna go over here. Could we swing by at like 4?" Or would that be like,
welcome.
yeah?
I'm never, dude. There was a time my daughter
there would be
goes,
leftovers.
Dad, I don't know if I go, honey, I don't care. She's like, you're not mad? I go, I don't need a made-up holiday, technically, to prove your love to me. Here's the funny thing. Go wherever
you want to go.
Most of the people having these arguments about Christmas aren't even Christian. I know. So I just laugh, and I go, do you get this mad on Ramadan? Do you get this mad on, like, stop.
I get that way. Like, as a human, I do get that way. That I'm like, God, when was the last time you went to church? And I don't mean that to be judgy. I just mean, like, you're throwing a hissy fit about Easter.
This is an important day.
Easter? You're not even Christian.
Do you know what I like about holidays? Deviled eggs. Okay?
Oh my God, I love
yes.
Love
you know what? I get to spend time literally with my family and my friends.
Yes.
So if you can't make it, Jim, he couldn't make it this year. He was supposed to make it, and something happened where he had to go hang out with his mama. Mm-hmm. And he goes, hey, man, I can't do it. And he was supposed to come. And his girl goes, is he going to be mad? He goes, no, he's not going to be mad at all. You know what I mean? I was like, why would I be mad? Like, if you told me I needed to go to your mama's that day, I would have figured out a time to go see your mom, too. Because that's just the kind of people they are. They're just good-ass people.
Right.
So don't hold it so precious, okay?
Yeah.
And if your person doesn't want to go, be okay with them staying home.
Right. Have a discussion about it. Like,
would you want somebody to force your kid to go somewhere?
No.
So there you go.
No, but we do that too.
It's gross, man. Like, that's a weird thing too.
We're going. And then you have the teenagers that are finally old enough to be like, I don't want to.
Yeah.
I would ask why. I ask my kids why.
That's hard.
Because you want to stay home and play your PlayStation? No. Get your ass. We're going to grandma.
Dude, and grandma's giving you gifts, and grandma planned this day for you.
Yes.
Stay for a couple hours. We don't have to stay all day.
Nope. We
don't have to stay all day. If you want to stay longer, let us know.
Right. Yeah. My stepdaughter actually does that quite a bit.
I
We
know
take
this.
off and she's like, is it if I can find a ride home? And we're like, stay all day. Don't care. Like,
Or go home when you want to go home.
yeah, right.
Because I feel that if you just teach your kid to fucking eat it and shut the fuck up and do what you're fucking told, you are not teaching your kid to be an individual.
No.
You're not teaching your kid to advocate for themselves.
Yeah. Do you want
can
them to
ask
do that?
and you could go,
Yeah.
hey, now listen, if your mom is 2 hours away, that is not convenient to just leave.
No.
But like my daughters, when she would have to go to her grandma's, she had to be at her grandma's at 4.
Mm-hmm.
There's times before she drove that I would leave my mom's or leave wherever and go, I got to take Boogie home.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or to her grandma's, not home, but like to her grandma's. Nobody, dude, I dare someone. Hey, try me. You know what I mean? Like, I'd be like,
Yeah.
what? Like sometimes you just got to be so blunt. Like, not mean, just blunt and go, what's the big deal?
Right. We got to
Like,
go.
This is
Right.
a big deal. This is crushing your day. If she was home with diarrhea right now, would it crush your day? Would it freak you out? Like, stop. Just pump the brakes a little bit. Make them call on speakerphone so you know they're doing it right. You know what I mean?
Tips and tricks. Make a list. We should bring Marissa back and have her make this bullet point list.
Holy shit, we need that bullet point. All right, everybody. So listen, be kind to each other. And in-laws, you're marrying your in-laws. So
Yeah.
maybe get to know them before you agree.
Sure.
Like, know that how your family react, or how they react with their family, and like really look, because this isn't just about holidays.
Right.
This is everything that you have to share with them. This is birthday parties. This is everything you have to do. Graduations.
Setting the stage.
Everything.
And I would even say, like, an in-laws. If you want, if you want to see your grandkids and you want to be part of their
honor
lives,
their parents.
you need keep in mind the long game both ways. You can't come
There's
in.
been a shift.
Yeah.
In most grandparents right now, because they had to constantly honor their parents, they
Yes.
don't understand why kids aren't honoring them.
Oh yeah, that comes up all the time.
Well,
We
I
talk
know
about
why.
that, right.
Yeah. They don't rely on parents for daycare now.
Yeah.
Our parents did.
Yeah.
So you had to eat your mom's shit. You did.
You had to drop her off. You had to drop your daughter off.
She
at
watched
7
your
a.m.
kids.
Yeah.
Okay. We don't have to do that now. I'm
No.
like, okay, well then I'm not going to, okay.
Yeah, because your grandparents are still working and we're going to daycare. Like,
That's what I'm saying.
yeah.
So
We don't.
the dynamics change, and a lot of parents don't understand that. You know? So just just
just be
pause
kind.
and just look at the real situation. And I'm going to tell you what, man. In-laws can be the most amazing thing in the world, man. They can.
Yes.
I was super blessed, man. You know, my mother-in-law was dope. She was just a wonderful human, man.
Yeah.
So I was blessed. I was blessed to have her around my kids. You know what I mean? So, like, you know, that was awesome. You know, but I've also, you know, had shitty in-laws, but
Yeah,
I
right.
deal with it in a sober, calm way.
Right.
And that was it. Like, how hard is it to just be like, no, I'm good.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't want to.
So be kind to each other. Get ready for the holidays. Clean your fucking house, you nasty asses. Call in. So send a text to 234-200-5949. Like and subscribe.
I'd love to hear in-law stories
Oh my God. Send pictures of the most fucked up looking in-laws, please.
of their faces.
Oh my God. I'd love
It's
it.
like a wanted poster.
Them
Create
drunk.
a wanted. We should do a contest.
Yeah. Yeah.
The best in-law picture.
You're going to win. We'll give you a prize.
Yeah.
Mike will give you a tour of his closet. Be nice to each other. Clean your house. Don't make people do shit they don't really want to do. You're not helping them, believe me. And remember what it was like. Hey, in-laws. Remember what it was like when your mom and it's not just in-laws. Your own parents can fuck you up.
Yeah.
So, like, remember when they did that to you. And I know it's hard to break these, you know, generational things, but man, just be fucking a little bit conscious of it, please.
Remember what the season is about.
Yeah.
Be nice. Be kind.
Be nice. Yeah, dude. Your wife gets knocked up by a stranger and 3 strange dudes show up with gifts. It gets weird. So just keep that in mind. Merry Christmas. Bye.